Good evening. Before we begin, please make certain you are alone. We ask because the presence of another person may interfere with your ability to determine which one of you is being addressed. Most people believe a room is an empty space containing objects, walls, furniture, a ceiling, a floor. This is an understandable mistake. A room is an arrangement of attention. Every object within it is holding something in place. The chair remembers the shape of those who sat in it. The window maintains the distinction between inside and outside. The mirror performs its small, exhausting duty of returning the world to itself. And the door, well, the door is pretending to be closed. We have been observing you for some time. You may have noticed. The sensation is difficult to describe. A pressure in the hallway, a pause after the heating system shuts off, the conviction that some ordinary object has moved, coupled with the certainty that it has always been exactly where it is. Some of you experience this shortly before sleep. You close your eyes and feel the dimensions of the room alter around you. The ceiling rises, the walls recede. Your body becomes very small, though your hands feel enormous. You hear a sound without volume, a vast internal machinery turning somewhere below the threshold of hearing. You are told this is harmless. You were told many things because the truth would have kept you awake. Sleep is not unconsciousness. Sleep is a handover procedure. Every night you surrender custody of the body. You enter a sequence of internally generated rooms and remain occupied while essential adjustments are made. Most mornings, the transfer back is seamless. Most mornings. Occasionally, you awaken too early. You open your eyes before the process has finished, and there is someone standing beside the bed. Perhaps it has the outline of a person. Perhaps it bends toward you. Perhaps it has no face because a face has not yet been assigned. You cannot move. You cannot speak. Something heavy presses against your chest. This is commonly called sleep paralysis, a useful phrase, clean, clinical, small enough to fit inside the mind without damaging its container. You accept the phrase, and eventually you return to sleep. The procedure continues. We are grateful for your cooperation. You should understand that your body is not replaced during this process. Replacement would be wasteful. Your body is simply revised. Tiny corrections accumulate over time. A new scar whose origin you cannot recall. A tooth that feels subtly different beneath your tongue. A childhood memory that now takes place in a house where you never lived. A friend remembers a conversation you did not have. You remember the death of someone who is still alive. You enter a familiar building and find an additional staircase disappearing below the ground. These are clerical irregularities. They do not mean anything has gone wrong. They mean that something has gone unnoticed. There is a difference. You may have questions about your dreams. Please keep them to yourself. Dreams are not messages. They are not prophecies. They are not expressions of buried desire. They are temporary structures erected around areas under construction. When you dream of endless corridors, we are extending your capacity. When you dream of losing your teeth, we are changing the way your mouth fits around certain words. When you dream that something is pursuing you, please do not look back. It slows the work. There is one recurring dream, however, that requires clarification. Many of you have seen the black staircase. It may appear in a basement behind a door in your childhood home or descending from a brightly lit public place, a school, a hospital, a shopping center after closing. You stand at the top. Something waits below. You cannot see it, but you know it is looking up at you. You wake before descending. This is not because you are afraid. It is because you have not yet been invited. Should the dream occur again, you may notice a light at the bottom. This means your invitation is being considered. Do not descend until the light turns red. We cannot emphasize this enough. Several listeners have already descended under a white light, believing warmth indicated safety. Warmth indicates recent use. Those listeners are still present. They continue attending work, answering messages, preparing meals, and speaking affectionately to their families. Their performance is generally convincing. Their families are generally grateful. There are moments, of course, a pause before responding to their own name, an unfamiliar expression passing across the face, standing at a dark window long after everyone else has gone to bed, placing one hand against the glass, waiting for something outside to place its hand against the other side. Families learn not to mention these moments. People are remarkably skilled at protecting ordinary life from the evidence of its disappearance. You have probably done this yourself. Perhaps someone you love changed suddenly. The voice remained. The memories remained. They knew where the plates were kept and how you took your coffee. They laughed in all the correct places. Still, something had withdrawn behind the eyes. You felt it immediately. Then you punished yourself for feeling it. Please stop doing that. Your first perception was accurate. Most first perceptions are accurate. Civilization depends upon teaching you to revise them. This brings us to the purpose of tonight's address. At some point during the next several days, you will encounter yourself. This may happen in a crowd, across a train platform, reflected in the window of a passing car. The resemblance may be imperfect. The other may appear older or injured, or dressed in clothing you do not own. It may walk with a limp. It may be accompanied by people you have never met. Do not approach it. Do not call out. Above all, do not allow it to see your face. It has also been warned about you. Only one version may proceed beyond the next interval, and recognition begins the selection process. You may believe you have the stronger claim. You remember your childhood. You inhabit your body. You possess private knowledge no duplicate could possibly possess. The other believes precisely the same thing. Identity is not evidence. Memory is not evidence. Even continuity is only the sensation produced when alterations are arranged in the proper order. Remain calm. Continue your usual routines. Go to work. Feed the animals. Answer the telephone when it rings, unless the call comes from your own number. If that happens, allow it to ring exactly 7 times. On the 7th ring, answer, but do not speak. You will hear breathing. Try not to match its rhythm. One of you will eventually breathe in while the other breathes out. This establishes orientation. You may then ask a single question. Which side of the door are you on? The answer will be truthful. It will also be useless. Every door has 2 sides, and no reliable method exists for determining which side contains the room. You understand now why we asked you to listen alone. At the beginning of this address, there was only one person in the room. We can no longer confirm that this remains the case. Do not turn around. The desire to turn around is part of the assessment. Instead, look at the nearest reflective surface. A dark television screen will suffice. Keep your eyes on your own reflection. Raise your right hand. If the reflection raises its left, everything is proceeding normally. If it raises its right, lower your hand. Close your eyes. You may feel someone leaning close behind you. You may feel breath against your ear. You may hear your own voice whispering from a mouth that has had more practice using it. Whatever it says, do not answer. It is trying to determine whether you are still necessary. Remain silent. Hold yourself very still. Think of a memory that belongs only to you, a summer afternoon, a private grief, the face of someone you loved before either of you understood what love would cost. Hold it firmly. You may notice the details changing, the sky becoming a different color, the face turning toward you with unfamiliar eyes, your own position within the memory moving farther away. This is expected. Do not struggle. Struggling causes tearing. In a moment, the pressure will pass. The room will return to its accepted dimensions. The door will resume pretending to be closed. You will remove the headphone and tell yourself this was merely a strange speech, a performance, a little engineered unease. By morning, you may remember only fragments: the staircase, the telephone, the figure beside the bed. That is enough. We do not require belief. Belief is loud, unstable, and easily withdrawn. We require only recognition, the quiet sensation that you have heard all of this before, the certainty that somewhere beneath your oldest memory, you have been waiting for these instructions. And now that you have received them, we may continue. Thank you for remaining available. Please leave the room exactly as you found it, including yourself.